Well, I didn't know what I was going to do, so I went out to the garage, and I just started getting some wood. Most of them I had to chop a bad end off or something, but I just gathered up some wood scraps. So I have decided, and I brought them in here. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I decided since it's going to be spring, I'm going to do some birds. So I have kind of narrowed it down to the ones I'm going to use. And I don't think I'm going to use those. And I believe I'm going to use these here. So the birds I used, this is cut out of cardboard. This is cut out of cardboard. And these are a thin wood that I cut out. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But I got to figure out, each one of them is going to be different and what I'm going to do to it and the color I'm going to use. But I hopefully can finish 4 birds. And these will be shelf sitters here. This one definitely won't be a shelf sitter because there is nothing straight anywhere on it. It's just an old piece of barnwood. It's got a hole there, but it's still sturdy. I'll probably have to put some wire in it to hang it. And this one, it's an old piece of wood. There it's got stamped TIATCH, I think. I don't know. Yeah. But that one I don't know if I don't think it'll stand very well. It might on a level piece, but wouldn't want it tipping. So I'll probably have to use wire for that one. So each one of these I'm going to look at. I'm going to get some paint out and start on them. And on my cardboard birds, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to pull the cardboard off from it. I might since this is old wood, I might pull the cardboard off of the top layer of the cardboard off of this and then leave it on the wing. I'm going to figure it out and get started. All right, this first one, I guess I'm going to go with, there I go, already getting messy. Going to go with the antiquing wax. And this has it's a little darker because I have black added into it. But I'm going to cover the whole thing. I thought I sanded that, but I guess it didn't sand very well. I'm just going to cover this whole thing with the antiquing wax and wipe it back some and let it dry. All right, it is dry. Figure out which side I want to use. I guess this side. And I'm going to try my hand at doing some of the wax again. Okay, that's probably good. It's covered the whole thing. Now I am going to go over it with Dixie Belle Sawmill Gravy. And then once I get this coated, I'm going to let it dry and scrape it back. All right, while that is drying, I am going to paint this bird, which is just cardboard. And I don't know, which way do I want it facing? Probably like that. Okay, I'm going to paint it this Dixie Belle English Ivy. Let's see what that looks like. And this is just cardboard. It's not everybody has wood they can cut, but you can always find a pattern on what am I trying to say? Pinterest. And trace off the bird on the cardboard. Because I think everybody has cardboard. Well, pretty much. Okay, I'm going to have to let that dry. It's going to need more than one coat. And the wing, I might cover it, but I'm going to go ahead and paint it just in case I don't cover it. And it can be drying. Now, this is dry. And I'm going to get my putty knife here and scrape some of it off. See how it does. It's looking good. Okay. I don't know if I want more or not. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to scrape this on this a little more and keep looking at it. And then give the bird another coat. And then start putting it together and see how it's going to look. Okay, I have cut a little piece of this paper that I printed out. And I cut it for this side, so it didn't fit. Because I turned my thing over and I painted this side, but I have to have that going that way, so I had to draw me another piece or trace another piece off. I think I'm going to use that. And I got my little stamps out, which I don't have very many. And I'm trying to figure out what ones to use, or what one to use, because I'm not going to have a lot of room. That's more of a fern. Those are leaves. That's leaves and flowers, I believe. I think I'm just going to put this one on there. I got some stays on out. I need some paper because I like to stamp it first. Oh, that looks pretty. That's working. Okay. Pushing it down on there and hope I got the ink on there good. Doesn't show up a whole lot, but it's pretty. Okay, I'm going to go right in there. I'm trying to figure out, I don't really want to go all the way around, but kind of on this side, I think. That's probably enough. Okay, I'll settle for that. Now, I've got to wipe my stamp off. I need to go ahead and glue that on there because I do want that on there. Just going to use some art glitter glue. Well, come on. Okay, it's down on there good. And I'm going to put some here. Okay. right there. I don't know if I want to glue this down on there because I want to wax over it also. And then go around the edges. So I think I'll wait to glue that on there. I'm going to let this dry. And I can go ahead and clear wax that, because I do want to clear wax that. And I'm going to use just the Mineral Paint Fusion Clear Wax. That will seal that all in. And it's a little bright white for me, so I'm probably going to get my Jolie brown wax and go over it also. All right, I got my Jolie finishing top coat brown wax out. And I'm just going to go over this and wipe it back. And I'll probably get my Distress ink out and go around the edges real well. Make sure it gets darkened up. Okay, that did darken it some. All right, now I am going to get my ink out. Here it is, if I have my other one. I need to wipe the sides. It may be a little waxy. Okay, that looks good. Now, I need my bird. I need to wait and let that wing dry, and then I am going to go with some clear wax and then go around it with this to give it some definition. And then we'll put it on there and see what else we're going to do. All right, I went and got some Spanish moss out. Put that down on there. I'm going to put my bird over it. And I did put clear wax on the bird and then went around it with the antiquing, or not the antiquing, but the ink, Distress ink. Because I'll have to hold that down on there. And it still needs something. Okay, I've got this glued on, the little bird glued on, a little bit of Spanish moss there. And I think this is what I've come, I just don't have any springy colors. So I'm going to have to get me something with color, I guess. And I've just pulled off a few pieces of, this was something I got at a bush I got at Walmart. And I just snipped some little tiny pieces off because this doesn't call for much. I'm going to set that right there. And I had there it is. I'll say I had this out here and okay. And I'm just going to put a little bow. Right there. And then a button. I've done all different colors of buttons, and I didn't like any of them. Some of them had too much color. So I had this little wood button. I have quite a few of those. And I'm just going to set that on there. And I should have put some thread in that, and I didn't. Oh, well, I think I might make a little tiny bow. Well, I don't know. It's on there now. We'll see. But as far as I know right now, it is finished. And it did take a little piece of kind of cream colored embroidery or floss. Tied it a knot in the middle. And I've set it down right there. And that might make it look like, yeah, it does. There. I like that better than just the holes showing. Now, I'm going to start on my second one. I have this little bird here. Man, I got too much again. But I am going to coat it with the Mod Podge. Let it dry. And then I'm going to iron the paper. I just went and cut some scrapbook paper. And I'm going to put that on there by ironing it on. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and then I'll iron that paper on there. And then in the meantime, I'm going to work on the old piece of wood. Okay, I got everything coated. Set it aside. Now with the board, I think I'm going to just lightly cover it with some of this yellow. It's Folk Art Vintage Mustard. I need a, okay, towel. I don't want to go heavy. I just want to go lightly. And I'm wiping it so it's not real heavy on my brush. And if I want to go back and go a little heavier, I can. I swore I heard someone come up, pull up. Yeah, I'm getting a little heavier than I was. Yeah, I gotta go check, see what's out there. Because I do hear something. Here by myself. Okay, I didn't see anything. But I definitely heard it, so lock my doors and I'm ready if anything comes in. That's all I can say. Okay, I think that's dark enough. Let's see how that goes. Yeah. All right, set that aside. And I have to wait for this to dry before I can go any further. All right, it is dry. I think I have it on there good. And I'm ready to iron it on, I think. Right there. Do this, and then I'm going to move it better on my... All right, there. I have so many cords. All right, that should have done it. Check the edges. And they all seem to be down just fine. And this board is dry. So now I have to figure out what I want to do. I know I want to ink the edges. And I want to wax the bird and probably the board. So I'll get my clear wax out and my distress ink right fast. All right, I have my clear wax out, which is Fusion clear wax. And I'm going to put that on my bird. That'll protect my paper. And wipe it back just a little bit. Okay, set that there. Now I'm going to put some on my board. Kind of deepen the color of the yellow. And then I'm going to wipe it back also. Set my clear wax aside. Now get my distress ink, because she's just too bright. She needs some depth. Put just a little over. Kind of take that bright white off. Okay, I believe that looks good. And now I'll go around the edges of this. I like to come up in my corners, of course. There, that's good enough. Now, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do from here. I kind of made up my plan there, but now what? He needs legs. I should have cut it with, this is out of the 3mm wood, and I should have made me some legs. That would have looked cute. Either I'm going to figure out something to make legs with, or I'm going to recut this and redo it. Okay, I have decided I'm going to try to make some legs. So just went in here and made a little rectangle. Anyways, put one here and I put one there, but I think I'm not going to do this one. I think I'll just, if I get this one made the way I like it, I'll just copy it and put it over there. So I am going to highlight all that. I need to get this stuff out of my way. Some extra toes I made. Okay, and I'm going to hit weld. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, I think that looks all right. Let me put the other one over there and see what that looks like. Okay, so I want to copy. Gotta get my shift key. I want to copy that, and that. I wonder if I want to go ahead and weld it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and weld it. And then I'm going to copy it. Okay. And I'm going to take that away. I want to paste it. And I want to flip it. So I'm going to flip horizontal. Just got to see what... I don't know. Needs to come up a bit, I think. And this one probably out just a wee bit. Let's weld that, see what it looks like. Looks okay. It has 2 toes. I don't think I'd want to add another one. I don't think. Okay. Let's weld. Oh no, that looks pretty good. Except I think that one needs to come out longer. Okay. I'm going to undo that weld and copy this, paste. I'm going to tilt it some. Let's try that. Tilt it just a wee bit more. Now, let's weld. You know what I should have done is I'm going to take this and copy it and paste it. Wait. Yeah. So I'll have that saved. I should have done that with the whole thing. Now I have that third one in there. Now I want to weld it. I didn't get that one in with it. Highlight that, right click, go up to weld and weld it. Now, that needs to be brown. Well, what I'll do, there's my paper. I'll just paint these brown. And I think what I'm going to do is cut the one with 2 toes and the one with 3 toes. And see what they look like. Now, I will just get me some wood. And I think, I'm serious, I like that one. I don't like that. I don't even think I'm going to cut the one with 3 toes. I like this one. So I'm going to get me some wood and cut that little bird right there. Okay, well, I have it cut out. I'm going to start all over now. I'm going to put the Mod Podge on there, put this on there. I'm going to paint the legs brown and then go around it with the clear ink, the dark ink, and come back. Okay, I want to make a bow to go on this. And remember I was saying I didn't have light colors or springy colors. Well, I got to thinking, I used to all the time at the thrift store buy the seam binding, and I used to wet it and then crinkle it, or squeeze it up and then let it dry and use it for messy bows in my, what was I doing? Different layouts, scrapbooking, mixed media, I don't know, just different things I used to use that in. And I quit buying it because I had so much of it. Here's a bag. And it's all like some of it's got 15, has 15s right there. That rickrack has 15 cents on it. But anyways, I went through there and I picked out some colors I thought might go with it, and then some material. So I am going to take my bow maker and sit here and look at what I want. I know I want a little bit of yellow. And this is an olive green. And this is a light green. And then I do have a little bit of this pink lace, which is wide, but that will be all right because it's squishy, and a little darker pink. And I'm thinking that is a little too bright, that these two greens will work. So I think I'm going to put that back in the bag. And that's more of a turquoise. I don't need that. That color goes good with it. I don't need that one. And to have some yellow. So, I'm going to open these up and start making just a messy bow. I don't know if I'm just going to do the strips like that, or I think I'll probably just do the strips because I don't need a big bow, and it's easier to make it small when you just do the strips. So all I'm going to do is cut little pieces, lay them in here, cut about that size there, lay them in here and have them tied together, and that'll be a bow. But it'll take me a little bit to get all this open and get the bow made. Well, I have them all of my strips cut up, and I put this down, and now I'm just going to start putting it together. And I cut them about 3-inch strips, and I'm just going to lay them down in there. And figure out which way to go. Who knows? And I cut about 3 strips of each one, each color. There's some of the tablecloth that I coffee dyed. Do I have any green? No. I don't think I have any blue. Got the yellow. Let's see. I'm trying to look, see if I missed a color. There's a green. There's 2 greens, so I must have the green. 2 greens. I don't have any of this one. Kind of a peachy pink. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this. When I get them all laid on there, I'll come back and we'll take this and tie it up. All right, I went ahead and used 3 except for these right here. I wanted more of the lighter colors in there, and it was all the seam binding. Okay, move that back out of my way. Yeah, I really did need to go all 3 of the strips of each color. Tie that tight. Okay. I'm going to cut that off, but I don't want to use my little better scissors with that. Okay, that's about the colors that has in it. And then get my wood and my bird and figure out what else I'm going to do. Probably going to have to use some wire because this does set up, but it doesn't, I mean, if it gets a little bit bumped, it's going to fall over. And a tag, I did get a tag out. I think this is the one I'm going to use. I got the tags off of Creative Fabrica. And they had, well, there was more than this. Really pretty tags. So I printed those out and cut them out. And I just done 4 different styles. There was more. I'll leave the link down below for this. And I know I'm going to have a tag on it. Okay, well, I'm going to sit here and see what else I'm going to do to it, because I have to look at it for a while. All right, here's what I've done so far. Put the bow on, and I put a button in the middle, and put some seltzer behind the bow, just for a little something. And I changed my mind on using this one, because I thought it was just a little big. And I put this one on there. It says Welcome Spring. And it has the colors in it. And I think I'm going to use some flowers right here. I'm just trying to figure out if I should put some of this green moss stuff on there or not. I'm thinking maybe just in spots. Like I need something to cover up that glue. And I'm not crazy with it just being the Spanish moss. And I've got to glue this on yet too. So I'll take my hot glue gun. I'll put some of this quick grip glue on there by Beacon. And then I'll use some hot glue for a quick hold. And I'm going to sit here and fiddle with this. But other than that, I think it will be finished. And It's taken me so long to get these done that I'm not going to get any more done in this video. I think I'm going to have to be finished. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And until the next one, we'll see you later.